Deutsche Bank have been very supportive to me, collecting very early work to allowing me to make one of my first wall drawings, and continuing to support me now as I sort of move forward.
What we loved about Idris's work, which we first discovered just after he had graduated from the RCA, was how he was rethinking his use of photography by layering images in a unique way to encapsulate the passing of time.
My work first entered the Deutsche Bank collection in 2006 with this work, Rembrandt by himself. And in some way it was almost sort of capturing an entire lifetime in one image. It's quite ghostly in some way, sort of a trace of time.
Idris's work developed from there to include the use of philosophical writings, musical scores, and a stamping process.
He really found his way, I think, quite quickly, and found the route that he wanted to travel on in terms of his artistic development. Idris brings together ideas about time and memory and spirituality. He references a wide range of different sources, including minimalist art, classical music, philosophy, writing, and so on.
I grew up in Warsaw. I saw Birmingham and Warsaw change so much. I actually left when I was 18.
In 2014, we commissioned him to create a site-specific work here in our offices in Birmingham.
It was actually based after an Agnes Martin painting. I'm a huge fan of Agnes Martin's work. So I used some of her words mixed in with mine to create this starburst, blue starburst shape. I worked with two assistants, starting with the background and the sanding and getting this perfectly smooth surface. We then draw up the wall with the lines so we know the sort of direction we're going in, and start stamping and stamping and stamping. It's probably over 150,000 marks that go into the work. So for many years, I've always wanted to display my stamps. Not many painters can probably sort of hang up their paintbrushes, but I thought it was quite nice that I actually can show them, because they are objects in their own right. And it's quite nice because, you know, the stamps themselves, so they pick up the colour that the painting was. So you'll have a little bit of blue residue on there, or greens. The process is simple. I write, I then get it changed into text, and then it gets made into the rubber and makes these sort of beautiful wood blocks. You know, we cut the wood here and make these objects, all different sizes. Some have been massive for some of my wall drawings. Some have been kind of smaller for some of my works on paper. I mean, the consistent theme throughout, all the thread throughout, is probably repetition, returning to a daily practice. I mean, that's why I probably would say that consistent theme is, and it probably comes from being taught Islam about the reading and returning to the page, keep reciting and reciting and reciting and reciting, and maybe that somehow is in my mind. The first marks that are made on the canvas are readable, and then it goes through a process of eradication. There's meaning. I suppose eradication means to me is like the meaning has gone away, and what's left is an emotion. It was about 2010 when I was having this very difficult moment through grief. I started to think about ways of making art where I could rid myself of that grief. And I started writing these long passages of text, and I thought, I need to do something with this text. And I thought, okay, well, if I make some rubber stamps, I can then come into the studio every day, stamp over and over again, and almost eradicating myself of that grief. It felt a very cathartic thing, an energy to sort of get all of it onto paper. And that was when I really started to think that I could actually paint. We're doing something in New York at the headquarters there, making 4 large paintings. Through COVID, I moved out to the English countryside. I was going on these long walks, and I had more time to look at nature changing, where I started to look at a variety of different colours, and very explosive colours.
During lockdown last year, we collaborated together with Idris and Frieze to start an emerging Curators Fellowship, for which Idris designed a face mask to help us to raise funds. This commitment to supporting diversity in creative industries runs throughout our projects.
To do something for the Frieze Deutsche Bank Fellowship was super important for me. I mean, coming, you know, from an ethnic minority to enter the art world, especially at a time where everybody was like we still are, it's like so unsure about the arts and funding for the arts and curators getting jobs and pushing that forward. So I mean, to be able to be part of that fellowship to help, incredible. I think we've sold over 2,300 masks. Given the last year that we've all had, we were given that amount of time to really look, and where can that point take you?
His work continues to develop and evolve. He's shown himself to be completely versatile, working on set designs as well, and also a giant monument.
Idris's passion for his work and its constant evolution is inspiring, and we really look forward to seeing how it develops further in the years to come.